Behind the castle, there is actually an archaeological dig taking place today. There is so much history here in this building. A lot of people don't realize this building exists. People travel to Ghana and they go to Cape Coast Castle dungeons, or they go to Elmina Castle dungeons, and they're not aware that Osu Castle dungeons, located here in Osu, Accra, was also a place where people who were captured and enslaved Africans were held captive. There is a morbid history here as well. There's also a history of how people at that time lived here in Ghana. And so the archaeological dig taking place uncovers some of the artifacts that indicate the type of lifestyle that people had during those times. Welcome to another episode of Your Guide on Ghana. Today I am in Osu and I am behind the Osu Castle, where an archaeological dig is taking place. The woman behind this project's name is Rachel Engmann, and she is very passionate about telling the stories here in Ghana. She is a descendant of the Danes, and she came from the US to work on this important excavation. And it was very important for her to have local people who are working on it and not bring archaeologists from abroad or from other countries, but to have the local community feel that they have a part in the unveiling and the discovery of all of these artifacts. So I hope that you enjoy this episode of Your Guide on Ghana, where you see a little piece of history that's being revealed, and you learn a lot from it. This place used to have captured enslaved Africans. It goes back to the Danish, and there's a lot of history here, and there are Ghanaians who have ancestral ties to some of the Danes who were here. And so I'm excited to bring you this story today on Your Guide on Ghana. It is like none other that I've had on my channel, so I hope that you appreciate it. Put it in the comments, let me know if you enjoyed seeing this type of content, and yeah, so welcome to this episode.
This project is a very interesting project because looking at what we found over the years, it clearly indicates how important the site is to African history, the Osu people, European, especially Danish history, the European African history. Very interesting, and quite interestingly, we've come across a lot of things. We've come across some smoking pipes, which is very important because in the 16th, 17th century, we know how tobacco played an important role in the Atlantic trade. So a lot of these smoking pipes were imported to various parts of West Africa. And we find quite interesting. Most of them have Dutch origins, dating from the 17th, 18th century. Then also as part of the work, since 2014, we've been working with the locals. Most of them are people guys from Osu. And it's important, as part of our trade, it's important to train local people. So most of these guys have Danish ancestry, and it's more or less like digging their own history. So it's very important. And we, for us as teachers, we become very proud when we see most of them doing the work of trained archaeologists.
Okay, so all of these people who are digging are members of the Osu community.
Yes,
they're not necessarily people trained in archaeology, but you've taught them what to do to get the job done.
We've taught them. Some of them have been working with us since 2014, but a couple of them also joined from 2018, 2019, and quite a number of them joined from 2018 thereabout. So they are quite experienced. They know how to go about the excavation process, and they can identify artifacts, and then also very helpful when they come across certain materials that the person who is not trained, they'll be able to really help. So it's interesting from that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so you said this has been going on since 2014.
2014, but I think this
like on and off.
Yes, on and off. We have seasons. There are times we take a break, maybe a year or so, and then we come back. But it's been on and off
since
2014.
Okay. So which level is this now?
This is the first layer.
This is the first layer.
This is the first layer, and so we're going to be digging from 0 to 20 centimeters down. We don't want to go too deep. Yeah, so that's what we are doing now.
So when you tie these strings, what is this indicating with the string tying around?
Okay, so the string basically helps us to be able to delineate in terms of measurements. We usually excavate in dimensions. So it could either be 1 meter by 1 meter, or 1 meter by 2 meter. So the string helps us in terms of the exact delineation when we are excavating. So you can see the edge is almost straight. So that helps us at the end of the day when you want to probably draw the stratigraphy on the wall. So you can see, so all these are exact dimensions of
We started from level 1. So we are level 5 right now.
You're at level 5 now?
Yeah. We use these tools. These are my tools. We used to get here.
Okay.
And I will dig with this. This is canopy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we used to dig. So we like this. After that, we use this is true. I use to gather the sand. When I'm done, I'll call this my collector. We use this. Yeah. It has everything. Yeah.
So after it's done with collecting of the sand, then I pick it where they are receiving the artifacts.
Okay, so after he's done, you've put the sand in here, and then you take it to where they sift through for the artifacts.
Yes, please.
It takes a lot of time for you to dig and find. Yeah. How has it been? Have you found anything of?
Yeah. When we start, what did you find?
Okay, we found a lot of artifacts.
You found a lot of artifacts.
Yes, artifacts like bowls, earthenware, and smoking pipes.
Bowls, smoking pipes, and plates, glasses, things that show what they used at those times.
Yes.
So you're digging here. You said this is level 5. So you started from here, and it's going all the way down to here. And as you go through each layer,
you saw these bottles.
You saw these bottles. These bottles are down here.
Yeah, on level 5.
Okay.
Like someone bottle bottles, and this is 2 bottles. Yeah, I find them. There are a lot over there. Under there.
So it seems there's a lot of bottles. There's a lot of bottles. It's probably a few years from now, maybe 50 years from now, it'll be a lot of plastic bottles that we see, the way things are today.
Yeah.
And you are working on this project here, in the excavation. When did you join?
I joined us 2016.
And so how did you get connected? How did you learn about the project?
I got connected by my brother-in-law who used to work in the castle during President Mama time. So I was at home and he was saying to me, there's a project going on, would I like to join? And I said, yeah, I would like to join. And during the joining, I got to know a little more about archaeology because I don't know anything about archaeology and I'm ready to know a lot about it.
What was the most interesting thing you've learned about it so far?
The most interesting thing is, and then I don't know anything about my family background, but through this project, I'll be able to know a little bit about my background.
And what is your family history?
My family history. I was asked my family history through this project. I was able to trace my ancestral roots. That's Mr. George Luther, who was the first German descendant, who was the first German descendant and worked with the Danish in the castle, and was the one who was in charge with the castle stores. That was them.
Okay, so your descendants, you have a German in your line, in your family line.
German. Yeah, but he worked with the Danish.
He worked with the Danish.
Yeah, in the castle.
So was he somebody who was part of the enslavement of Africans, or you don't know?
I don't know for that. But all I know was that he's the first Luther descendant. That's why.
Do you know his name?
Yeah, it's George Luther.
Okay, George Luther.
Yeah, Luther. He's the first Luther descendant.
So what are some of the things that you learn when you find things in the excavation?
I learned some of the artifacts. That's earthenware. That's about pottery, all local pottery. Earthenware we use for grinding peppers. And some are pots that we use to cook food. That's what I learned so far.
Interesting. And so with the digging, I know they go in levels. What level are you on now?
For now, I'm in level 5.
Level 5, okay.
Yeah.
And so
that's 100 centimeters.
100 centimeters. So that's 1 meter.
Yeah.
And so each layer is how many
Each layer
centimeters?
is 20 centimeters. That's level 1. So level 5 is 100 centimeters.
So in this dig, are you do this side or you move around throughout the
We move
project?
around because we are tracing the foundation. And then the layers of the stones, that's the foundation.
So these, what are these stones showing? What are these? Was there a building here? What is
Yeah,
it?
there's a building because it shows from this side, that's their foundation. Same as this on the other side. There's the foundation. It shows the building. And the other part, it shows how they used to grind their peppers.
Yeah.
Stone. And that limestone there is used for grinding peppers.
Wow, so there was a building back here,
There was a building.
and through time it's gone, but you still see the foundation.
The foundation.
Okay, so you use the trowel to let's say brush it a little bit.
This here? Like you go like this?
Yeah.
Send a baby woman. Now the buffer.
Yeah.
Like this?
Now the inside bet. Yeah.
All right.
You didn't need another side.
Another side here. So you sweep back like this?
Yeah. So that
And
if
then-
something is inside, you see.
And then you take this.
You try digging this side.
Okay, so slowly. Okay, so I see there's things here.
Yeah.
It looks like.
And then you pull it back.
And then pull it back.
If there's something inside, this is broken pot.
This is a broken pot.
Yeah, so take it.
So take it out
Take it and then remove the sand.
and you just remove the
Like
sand.
this. You see, there's a hole inside here. It's a broken pot.
Okay.
So you put it in the.
So I'm gonna put it.
No.
I'll put it here.
Yeah. Later they go and wash it.
And then you take this
Yeah.
and I just scoop it.
Yeah. And they put it here. They go and sieve it.
Okay.
If maybe something inside and you didn't see.
Okay.
Yeah. Then another one. Yeah. So this guy.
This
will
guy
take it
comes
to-
and takes it.
Yeah, take it to where they
The sieve it.
So maybe if there's something inside you don't see. But when they sieve it, then there's something inside they put it there.
Wow.
They see it, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're
So
done.
this is the hard work that the people of Osu are doing here
Yeah.
to dig
Yeah.
and find more of history. This is my first time doing this, so I'm not an expert
And then
by
you-
far.
You use this thing too.
Use this as well.
This is the hand pick. You dig gently.
Yeah.
So you do slowly.
Sure. But a little harder.
Let me please.
Okay, demonstrate.
You see?
Right. I was going so gentle because I was afraid of
No, don't
causing
worry.
damage.
No.
Wow, look how fast he did this. So quick.
You see, so you watch it.
There's a broken pot here.
Yes, I see that. I see that.
Yeah. So if there's something inside you don't see, they'll go and see it.
Okay.
You know they will see.
This is hard work. I appreciate
And then
the
like
things
this,
that
and then
everybody's doing.
Use the shovel.
Use a shovel to shovel it out.
Yeah. Then it becomes complete.
All right. Do you have any descendants who are from the Osu Castle?
Yeah.
Did you know that before you started working this project?
Yeah.
And your descendants, what did they do? Do you know?
Yeah, it was a merchant.
They were merchants.
Yeah.
Were they trading goods or were they trading people, as in the slave trade?
They were trading goods.
What's the name of your descendant?
Who's Joseph?
Wolf?
Joseph.
Joseph? And how did you learn about this project to be a part of it?
I was introduced by my cousin. He told me about the project, so I decided to join.
Okay. And what have you learned since being here?
I've learned how archaeology is being dig. And then we dig in levels. So when digging, we sieve so that we can see certain things like the shells and the earthen level and other stuff.
And so your family descendants is from Osu. Do you live in Osu?
Yeah, I live in it.
Okay.
History is very necessary for every Ghanaian, and I'll encourage everybody to join this project.
This is a writing slate.
Yeah.
Do you see writing on it?
They use chalk to write on it.
They used chalk to write on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now you're cleaning some of the things that have been found.
Yes, please. Yes, please. I'm Betty Fakirao. I joined the Christianborg Archeological project for some time now. I'm in charge of the data processing. If I say the data processing, meaning I do the washing of the artifacts or the objects when they are being brought from the site or the unit. I do the washing, I dry them, I sort them, package them, and finally handle it over for lab analysis. Yes. Thank you.
And how long have you been doing this?
Yes, please. I've been doing this for 5 years now.
Okay. And you enjoy it?
I really enjoy it. It's really, really helpful. Some of the interesting things is one is a smoking pipe.
Oh, that's a smoking pipe?
Yes, sure.
Oh.
And then sometimes you find the cowrie shells.
The cowrie shells?
Yes, please.
Okay.
And also a pottery.
Pottery?
Yes, sure.
Okay. And when you see the pottery, does it look different than the pottery that we see
Yes.
today?
Yes, sure. They are very, very different because some of them has a design on them, which shows or tells you where they trade from. Yes, some trade, trade with, they get their pot from the Shire Hills or the northern region.
Oh, you can see that from the pottery?
Yes, from the design on it.
Wow. So these are cowrie shells, and this is beads.
Yeah.
And so what do the cowrie shells and beads tell you about that time?
Okay, this was used as a foreign exchange.
This was used as money exchange?
Yes, as a money exchange. But then they didn't have something like notes and coins. So this was used for buying and selling.
Okay. And the beads gets to tell you the kind of beads they used at the time.
Yeah. Some are used for wristwatch, rich chains, necklace, and weight beads.
This is evidence of iron smelting.
Yes.
How do you know?
Yes.
How can you tell?
So this is the waste. The Africans were producing iron. Okay, they were using local material, like what we call the laterite, and the laterite it contains some amount of iron. All right, so they collect and then put them in a furnace at a very high temperature. Okay, so this becomes the raw material, the waste product, and then it gets to the bloom. Okay, so the bloom is what they used to produce instruments like this, iron implements.
Did you two know anything about archaeology before you started this project?
No, I'm actually a business student.
You're a business student?
Yeah. So I didn't know about history. I know nothing about history.
I don't know either. I didn't know anything about, I've not even heard it before.
Great. And do you think young people in Ghana should consider working in archaeology?
Yeah. As far as I'm making, you should also, because it's history making. You should know where our ancestors are from. You should not be only, I don't know, it's not only social media. You should know about your past.
Because some of the culture of our ancestors is not documented. So through archaeological means, they can be able to know about the culture of our ancestors.
These are
Smoking pipes.
smoking pipes.
Yeah. These, the ones with the designs are for the rich people.
The ones with the designs are for the rich people.
Yeah, and the ones with no designs are for the normal people.
No design is for the non-wealthy people. Okay, I see. Was something written on that one on your left hand? I see something there.
Yeah.
Oh,
They all have
they all have something written on it. Wow.
Christianborg Archeological.
Oh, these are okay. These are the archaeological identifying numbers, identifying,
The level, the trend they were found.
and the level they were found.
Level 6.
Okay, all right. So these are the identifying. It's not from that time, but it's the identifying numbers, so you know where it was found and better identify it. Okay.
These are bottles that had water in them from Europe.
Okay.
It's more or less like what we have, like mineral water, drinking water, or pure water today. And then you also have some of the things here, like the smoking pipes. All these have been washed. And then,
So this is called hoe. This is what is used in farming. So with this, they use it to farm the beans and plantain.
when we talk about history, heritage, archaeology, now when we take some part of the world, we go to the Middle East, we talk about, for example, we talk about even North Africa, Egypt. Egypt is Egypt today because of its heritage, because of its past history. And most of the works there are works that have been done by archaeologists, revealing some of the activities that took place several centuries. So for us as Africans, as people of Ghana, West African, it's important for us to know what our forebears did, what were their achievements, what were the mistakes and errors that they did that we think we can learn from, and we don't repeat that. And history, archaeology, heritage has a way of telling us some of these things. So if our forebears lived in a place like this, what were the things they used? Did they make certain innovations that we can learn from? For example, we find, for example, you see evidence of stone walls. Okay, so it means that they were not as dumb as people think they were. Most people think they were only living in mud houses. But you see a stone architecture foundation there, which means that the people had some sort of high level of knowledge when we talk about architecture and building. You see, in the same way, in other parts of Ghana where we find activities of iron working, for example, we find laterite, which clearly was used for baking iron. So we know the date for iron working in Ghana is about 1st century BC, one of the earliest in West Africa. So it clearly shows that people in the past were very knowledgeable when it comes to how to handle their lives. So these are things as archaeologists, as historians, we can learn from the past. So it does not cast that negative, effect on us that our forebears were dumb. Just as most European or Eurocentric write-up would make us look. But archaeology has a way of revealing the ingenuity and then the high level of skill that our forebears exhibited in the past. Yeah. So for us, archaeology is important. We need to promote, because if we don't promote what our forebears had, or we have today, which forms part of our heritage, then we can't promote it for tourism purposes. So that is one of the main reasons why archaeology history is important for us today.
You found an old bead.
An old bead, yeah.
Okay. And these things that you find, the artifacts you find today, where do you put them?
The artifacts, once they are recovered from the excavations, they are processed, and then we keep them in the storeroom. But eventually, most of them will be analyzed, and some too are also taken outside, because we do not have dating labs in West Africa.
Oh, there's no dating labs here.
Yes, we don't have dating labs in West Africa, almost the whole of Africa. I think South Africa has something, but we are not really sure. But most of these dating labs, you find them in North America, Europe, where we take some to these labs, international labs, and they assist us in terms of giving us the chronology, the time frame. For example, charcoal, for example. Once you find charcoal samples of charcoal pieces, the labs can tell you when these charcoal pieces were burnt. And then it gives you, okay, so the date is about 15th century, 17th century. So most of them are, the analysis can be done locally. Others too would have to be taken to labs outside Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to donate to the continued work on this project, please put it in the comments. You can support the project to be ongoing, because this has been ongoing for a few years now, and they do it in steps. They do it for a few weeks, then they take a break, do it for a few weeks, take a break. So in order to keep something like this going, it takes funding. It's not something that's easily done. And the great thing is, and when you're funding it, you know that it's local people from Ghana, from the Osu community, who are making money taking care of their families. So this is a really, really wonderful project. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Your Guide on Ghana, where I shared with you what's happening here at Osu Castle with this archaeological dig, a piece of history happening right here on these grounds. And the irony, it's a solemn place, really, because of what happened here in the past. But it's important that this kind of work is being done in order for us to learn from the past, in order to move forward into the future, and making sure that nothing like this happens ever again as far as the transatlantic slave trade. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.
No need the stress, no need the stress, oh no, no need the stress, no.